Hello everybody, this is Race Reacts, or Race Blazek. Here, I'm going to not really react to anything, I'm going to be discussing my thoughts, my ideas on RWBY Volume 5. Now, a lot of reactors have speculated, and I'm speculating too, based off what we have seen thus far. Now, before I continue, I just want to let everyone know, if you haven't seen RWBY and you don't know what I'm talking about, then stop watching. Why are you even watching this video? Seriously, stop watching. Because spoilers, seriously, there's going to be a lot of spoilers in this video. So, if you continue to watch and I spoil something, that's your fault, not mine, because I gave you a warning. Fair warning right now. Now, those of you who know what I'm talking about, you've watched RWBY up to Volume 4, and you're done with Volume 4, and you've watched RWBY Chibi, great. You don't have to watch RWBY Chibi to know what I'm talking about. But definitely finish, if you're finished with RWBY Volume 4, then you're up to date with everything, then cool. You can watch this video. Now, those who don't know what I'm talking about, I recommend you check out RWBY from Rooster Teeth. It's really cool. I really like it a lot. I can't wait. I think it's October 14th. October 14th. Set that on your calendar, is when RWBY Volume 5 comes out. Now let's get started. I have some topics. Some notes. Don't know if you can see. It's pretty bright, but yes, I'm telling you, I wrote it right here. Wrote some little topics to talk about. A lot of it is my speculating, and I speculate, so here's what I think is going to happen in Volume 5. Alright, first topic, Jaune. Now, Jaune's not particularly my favorite character, and here's why. I know there's a fan base for him, but I felt bad when he lost Pyrrha. I really did. It hurt me. Anyway, but Jaune doesn't seem like a leader type. I just don't like him. I mean, he hasn't proven anything to me. Now, the one thing that's getting me, and no one seems to have addressed, I'm serious, Internet, I'm talking to you, YouTube, I haven't found anyone yet, any YouTuber, any reactor, I'll be the first to say it. Where is Jaune's sisters? Seriously, where is Jaune's sisters? I have yet to... Jaune said in Volume 2, the Dance Infiltration episode, like Volume 2, Episode 7 or something, I can't remember exactly, but on that episode, go check it out, go check back, Jaune tells Pyrrha that he has 8 sisters. We haven't even seen his sisters. What the heck, Rooster Teeth? What's going on? Seriously, what's going on, Rooster Teeth? It's bothering me, because it's like, if he has 8 sisters, and apparently, what about Jaune's family? I mean, not just his sisters, but his dad, his mom. I mean, what's going on? Because with a family like that, if you have 8 sisters, and something like the fall of Beacon happens, wouldn't you think Jaune's sisters would be looking for him? Right? I mean, what's going on with Jaune's sisters? I mean, there's 8 of them. What are they doing? I mean, they might live in a small village where they don't really keep up with technology, and that's why they're so out of the world, you know? They don't care to listen to the news, I guess. I don't know. That's my only understanding, because seriously, they haven't shown anything with Jaune's sisters. It's just a big topic. I mean, what's going on? I mean, I can imagine that Jaune has maybe, I mean, I don't know, is he the youngest? I don't think so. He might be the youngest, actually. It might be all these older girls who might all be married. His sisters might all be married. Who knows? With families of their own. I mean, that's a big family. And I'm just looking at my notes here, but yeah, just like I put Jean's sisters, his family tree. Oh, and I didn't put something on here, but now I just thought of it. What about Jean's semblance? I mean, everyone's talked about Jean's semblance. When's that going to come into play? Maybe volume 5 or 6? They're going to do a big reveal? At this point in time, I could care less. I mean, I do care, but it's just if Rooster Teeth's going to take their sweet time and wait till volume 6 to show Jean's semblance, then forget it. I'll be like, it's probably going to be OP. Overpowered. I'm pretty sure. Speaking of Jaune, I think Jaune's sword is a relic, which other reaction channels have gone on to say that. They've speculated that too, that Jaune's sword is a relic, and I would confirm that I would think so too. Especially getting back to Jaune and his sisters and family, because Jaune even said in Volume 1, telling Pyrrha that his father before him and his father before him have fought in wars, and his great-grandfather fought in the Great War, or whatever. His great-grandfather or his grandfather fought in the Great War. So that's a big thing. Okay, so his father, great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather, grandfather, all of them, they fought in the wars. And they were warriors and heroes, and Jaune's the only runt of the group. He hasn't really done anything exciting. I'm pretty sure he will. But notice how obviously that's why Ozpin let him into the school, because he knew Jaune's background. He knew Jaune's family. So he's like, alright, he knew his last name. And so he's like, alright, I know that Jaune comes from a reputable, is it reputable? No, not recommendable? No, commendable? No, I don't know which word I'm looking for, but he comes from a very strong background. Ozpin knows Jaune, so yeah, I'm pretty sure Ozpin knows that Jaune faked his way into the school, but he accepted him anyway because of his family tree. And again, I'm pretty sure Jaune's sword is a relic, because it's a hand-me-down, passed down through the generations, so I'm pretty sure it was used in the Great War, and it's a relic. And that also gets to Tyrion, another note. I wrote down Tyrion's name from Team Witch, because Tyrion, notice how when Tyrion shows up in Volume 4, Episode 6, I'm going to just guess 6, I can't remember. I know I'm probably wrong, but notice how Tyrion shows up, and then he looks over at Jaune and says, "Well, you do interest me." And everyone's like, "What? Why?" Every reactor's been like, "What? Why Jaune?" But clearly there's something that Tyrion either recognizes Jaune, how he looks, he resembles someone. So Tyrion and Team Witch must have fought in the Great War. They must have been part of the Great War in some way or another. That would suggest that Team Witch is very old. A lot of them are older than they appear to be, because the Great War was so long ago. I forget how long ago it was. But Tyrion must have been part of the Great War, and he must have recognized Jaune's looks. He looks like his dad, his granddad, something. Or Tyrion recognizes the weapon he's using. He's seen that weapon before because he knows it's a relic. Now, Tyrion didn't go after the relic, which is very interesting. Because if Jaune's sword is in fact a relic, one of the 4 relics, then why didn't Tyrion go after the weapon, take Jaune's weapon and give it to Salem, because she's looking for the relics? So that's one speculation. I mean, or one thing a lot of people have speculated, and I think so too, that Jaune's sword is a relic, which means Jaune's gonna be OP, which seems silly because again, Jaune doesn't seem like the leader character. He's more like the butt of the joke. He's the one people laugh at. He's the joke, the comic relief for the show. That's what it seems like anyway. Like the whole Volume 1 thing with Carnigan, that bully, the bully who bullied Jaune, um, that was just pointless and just silly. It was not unnecessary. Because then you don't really see Carnigan until volume, what? Volume 2, I think, a little, but definitely you see him in volume 3. He just has one appearance, and then that's it. We haven't seen Carnigan ever since. He doesn't. I mean, it's just like, really? There's no point in that. Unnecessary. I'm just saying, though, they had to have, I guess, a bully scene for Jaune to show that he's maturing and he got through that. That was one character arc for him. And now there's going to be other character arcs. I mean, I will admit, at the end of Volume 4, Jaune did get stronger. He combined Pyrrha's weapons, the shield and sword together to create an even better weapon. So that was neat. And notice in Volume 4 when Jaune was practicing, it was like Volume 4, Episode 3 or something. I know I probably am wrong, but just notice, you can correct me in the comments down below, but I know that Jaune, when he was practicing with Pyrrha, that little scene where Pyrrha's on Jaune's tablet or whatever, and it's playing that video that she pre-recorded for him, telling him how to fight. And he's practicing standing nice posture, and he's striking, using his sword and going up and down and doing these big slashes with his sword. Well, notice how the wind, the very wind, he's generating enough force. Excuse me, my spit there. But he's generating enough force to where the air is moving like this. It's super fast. So I think Jaune's semblance, some people speculate it might be healing, which probably could be healing, but that was just his aura kicking in and healed, not his semblance. But I think Jaune's semblance might be something to do with combining it with his sword that he has, and he can cut through, I don't know, cut through the air or create powerful gust storms or something. I don't know. That's my guess. Hopefully not, because that sounds stupid. No offense. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine with Jaune's semblance. Let me see. Getting back to my notes here, so I don't veer off course. A lot on Jaune, because I am curious about Jaune's sisters. That's the biggest thing I want to talk about, is Jaune's sisters. What's going on with that? If he has 8 sisters, where are they? In fact, I think one of them, my notes here, one of them might be the Summer Maiden, or the Winter Maiden, or the Spring Maiden. One of his sisters could be the Maiden. That would be crazy. But think about it, where are the other maidens? The Summer Maiden, Spring Maiden, Winter Maiden, where are the others? We know the Fall Maiden was Amber, and then she lost to Cinder, and now Cinder has the power. So where are the others? Where's the Summer Maiden, Winter Maiden, Spring Maiden? Now I just pray that Weiss's sister Winter Schnee I pray she's not the Winter Maiden, because that would be silly. That would be so silly. My name is Winter, and I'm the Winter Maiden. That makes no sense, or it does make sense, but it kind of is silly. If you ask me, I think there needs to be 3 different kind of girls, or women, whoever, because they could be of any age range. I mean, think about it. After the maiden dies, the power transfers to the last person she's thinking of. And if it's a dude, that goes away to some other random chick, if it's a, or if, or if they didn't think of anyone, then it just travels to a random female. It could be either, a 5-year-old girl, she could be very young, or it could be an 80-year-old woman. I mean, who knows? The age range is so far apart. It could be a little infant for all we know. So the summer maiden or the spring maiden or winter maiden, something I have noticed a lot of reactors haven't mentioned is the new maidens, the three other maidens, they could be in fact, you know, what if they're like little girls, or one of them is a little girl, like a little innocent girl, like 5 years old, and she's playing around in a village and she doesn't realize she has this power. Or even, oh god, I can't believe I'm bringing this up, but what if, like from the movie Let It Go, by Disney, what if, think about that for a second, what if it's like Elsa, and it's a little impressionable girl who's using her winter powers? What if she has the winter powers, and she's using her powers to project snow into the earth, and then there's piles of snow that she's creating, and people are jumping, or little kids are jumping on the piles of snow and making snow angels, and they're having fun and being silly and all that. Okay? So what if the little girl is just playing with her powers, like, oh, this is fun, and she doesn't realize what she's capable of or what she has, and that these evil people are going to come and take her and, I would hate to say this, but kill her just to get her powers, or try to convert her to their side so they can use her. I don't know. What is Salem's plan anyway? I mean, she plans to take all the relics. She wants the relics. She wants the maidens, I guess, and to kill all the to kill all the Silver Eye warriors, because they can stop them. I mean, I guess her ultimate plan is, of course, world domination. That's how all evil cliche villains are, to take over the world. Okay. So she wants to spread the whole world of Remnant with Grimm and take over the world. But it's like, why would Salem want all the maidens? Because she only has Cinder as her female character. Is Cinder going to take all the maidens' powers? Can one female take all of the maidens' powers? I don't think so. It's just one per person. Or is Salem going to take one? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, Salem is pretty strong, I know that. She's very strong. They haven't showed it yet, but I know she's going to be strong. And a lot of people have said and speculated this, and I agree with them. Salem is most likely the first Grimm that was created. I betcha. Because notice they say the Grimm have aged and evolved and become very smart. The older Grimm have become very smart. So Salem must be the first Grimm. And she's evolved. And she's very intelligent now. And notice, and I think that Salem destroyed the moon. Because every time they show the moon in the RWBY universe, it's broken, shattered. So I think during the Great War, Salem was part of it, and she must have destroyed the moon. And that's how powerful she is. That's how powerful and capable she is. She can destroy a moon. She can break and shatter that. That's pretty cool. If you think about it, if I'm right, that's pretty dang cool. Because I wonder what happened to the moon. Who did that, or what did that? Anyway. Very interesting stuff. Now, we talked about the maidens. Oh, yeah. Which is stronger, the maidens or the relics? Seriously, think about it. Because it seems like, no offense to Rooster Teeth, but they keep adding on more stuff. There's Silver Eye warriors. Oh no, now there's, the maidens, or the maidens first. We were introduced to the maidens, then the Silver Eyes. I mean, the Silver Eyes actually were mentioned in the first episode of RWBY Volume 1, Episode 1. But, we didn't know what that meant. We didn't think it was significant. But again, we got Silver Eyes, we got maidens, we got relics. There's 4 relics, 4 maidens. So who's stronger, the maidens or the relics? I mean, Ozpin did fight Cinder with a relic, and he lost. Now, either Cinder thought she killed Ozpin, or Ozpin Obi-Wan Kenobi'd us and allowed himself to die because he knew he'd come back stronger. I don't know. So let me see. I'm reading off. I'm trying to look at my notes here. Yeah, adding too much. Oh yeah, which is stronger? The maidens or the relics? And what happens? I mean, I guess. Well, Crow did say if you have all the relics, all 4 relics, then you'd be the strong. You'd wield unimaginable power, something like that. I can't remember his exact words, but something like that. So, very interesting. Relics versus the maidens. Who's stronger? Now, of course, we only know 2 of the 4 relics. Well, this is speculation. Jaune's sword, that's speculation, so not really sure. We just know 1, and that's Ozpin's cane. But I think Jaune's sword is the second one. I don't know about the other 2. I mean, Crow did say that the relics were hidden at each campus. Each school and their headmasters have a relic, and they're hiding it. So, now we know that, now maybe Glinda, the Good Witch, she might have a relic on her boot. If you notice on Volume 2, Episode 9, I believe, again, I'm probably wrong, it's the episode called Breach on Volume 2. Volume 2, episode called Breach, check it out for you RWBY fans, and go back and check when Glinda's walking and no, it's not Breach, it's the episode after Breach. When Team RWBY crashes, the train crashes and Team RWBY is in the city with all the Grimm. Notice how the professors are there, Professor Port, Professor, what's his name? Oobleck. And then you see Glinda Goodwitch, she's walking and she has something attached to her boot. If you pause it. And I don't know what it is, but it could be a relic. She might be carrying it with her at all times. You never know. So, yeah, that's about it. That's all I have. Mainly Jaune, and his sisters. That's the biggest thing that I'm telling you. I haven't heard any other reactors talk about Jaune's sisters, other than myself, of course. I'm the only one. So if you like this video, please hit that like button for me. Really appreciate it. Subscribe to see more videos like this and reaction videos. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.